Hello, Aubrey. How are you today?
I'm great, Lindsay. How are you?
Good, good. What are we getting into on the show today?
Well, I have a question. Do you remember an episode a little while ago where we talked about why natives would say, I love it versus I'm loving it?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me think of McDonald's, right?
Right? I'm
Their
loving it.
slogan, but I guess we
hmm
talked about it at one point, but I really don't know when we talked about it or what the title was or the episode number.
Same. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to come up with the episode number or the title. I'm not sure exactly which keyword I would use to find it. So this
Mhm.
came up in the Q&A this week for our students where one of
Yes.
them asked about why do native speakers sometimes say I'm enjoying this instead of I enjoy it. And I
Yes.
remember that episode. I was like, "Oh, we did a great episode about this." And then we used ChatGPT to figure out the episode number and the name. So
I
then they
love
could
that.
go to our app, listen to it, search the episode number, the name. So stay to the end for that episode because if you missed it, it was a really, really good one. But
Mm.
today we're going to share 3 tips that you can use AI to get the most out of the Alders English archives.
Yeah, we are doing a lot of exciting things with AI this summer where we're adding AI to a lot of different aspects of our courses and our products. So, guys, stay tuned. We'll talk a little bit more about it today, but we have some hot tips today, right? Tip number
Yes.
one, Aubrey, is what can we do? We can use it as kind of an archive searcher, right?
Exactly. So you can search by topic, vocabulary. I think
Mhm.
we typed in like, has All Ears English done an episode that was about enjoy versus enjoying? And it brought
Hmm.
it right up immediately, right?
Interesting.
So we're going to share for each of these a prompt you might put into ChatGPT and what the result was when I put in these prompts. So for this
Mhm.
first one, we're thinking about topic, vocabulary, whether you remember vaguely hearing an episode of the podcast or you just want to know if we've done an episode about something before. So you could put in the prompt, has All Ears English done an episode on polar opposites? So this is like an idiom trying to find out what would be the result, Lindsay.
Yes, we did. We? Yes, I
Yes.
guess we did
I know
in
you probably
episode
don't even remember. This is a while ago. It was
1654.
1654.
We talked about how polar opposite describes two things or people that are completely different from each other. I like that.
Yeah, and
Interesting.
you don't
I
even
don't
remember,
remember
right? I
it.
asked
No.
you, like, probably, I'm not sure, but
So long
ChatGPT
ago.
knows, right?
They
So
know.
come up with the number, episode number, the title, and give you a quick little summary. So then you could
Mhm.
go listen to the whole episode.
I love that idea. I mean, a big of part of ChatGPT, what we've learned over the last few months using it is that it's about the prompt, the quality of your prompt. How specific is your question? Are you demanding a better answer if you don't like your answer? If you think maybe the answer is wrong, because ChatGPT gives us wrong answers all the time, right?
Yes, that is so
Demand a better
true.
answer.
We
Hmm.
have to be careful sometimes, right? This has happened to me when we provide quizzes for Apple subscribers. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna see if Apple could come up with some good quiz questions or if
Hmm.
ChatGPT." And I tried and then I would double check the episode and it was giving me questions for vocabulary that wasn't even in the episode. So I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I need to refine my prompts. I need to figure out because it's mostly user error. But you're right, Lindsay.
Yes.
If you don't know the exact prompt, if you're not asking the right thing, you're going to get results that are incorrect or skewed. So there is a finesse to this.
Yeah, so we can't I mean, the biggest thing that I've been thinking about lately is we can't turn off our brains when we use
Right.
AI, right? That's the big danger. As long as we stay critical and we assume the chat is wrong and we want to make it better, that's a good approach,
Yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
this is interesting because if you have a question for us, something about an idiom, vocabulary, you can first go to ChatGPT and find out if it's in a previous episode. Listen
Mhm.
to that episode, and it is going to give you interesting, more nuanced, specific questions. Every
Yes.
episode you listen to, as you are, experiencing English and immersing yourself in English, you're
Mhm.
starting to see comparisons and more specific questions. That question you can send in, right? And it becomes
Yes.
another interesting episode.
Oh, we love good specific questions that you can send to us, right, Aubrey? So if you're using it to refine your questions, that's a great method. Aubrey,
Absolutely.
what would be the second tip, the second thing that we might want to look for on ChatGPT or a similar language model?
Yes. You want to search for episodes by grammar point. So, for example, if you want to better understand future perfect tense, the
Mhm.
prompt you put in could be, has All Ears English done an episode on future perfect? And what would
Mm.
be the result you would get from that, Lindsay?
Well, when we tried this, they told us, yes, we have done this episode. It's episode 1919, and we have the title, You Will Have Mastered Future Perfect English Grammar by the end of this episode. And they
Nice.
even said who hosted it, right? It was you and me, Aubrey, and
Mhm.
what we talked about. So good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, so helpful. So then you can take that and go listen to the entire episode, get all of the details. And
Mhm.
sometimes you could go to our website. You could go to the app and search future perfect, for example, and it might
Yes.
bring that up. But often, if it's something where you're not sure what the keywords could be, that is the time to use AI. To You might need to ask a few questions, and then you can find those episodes, those grammar episodes as well.
Yeah. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, Aubrey, in terms of how we could use AI to learn English. We are super excited that this summer we're adding a lot of AI into our online courses. Select online courses at All Ears English are being supplemented with some AI practice activities, especially when it comes to pronunciation, Aubrey.
Yes, AI can give you immediate feedback on your pronunciation to help you with individual phonemes, word
Mhm.
stress, so that you know what you're doing right, what you need to change. It's really difficult to practice speaking in a vacuum. When you don't
Mhm.
have that feedback, you just say it and you're not sure if it's right or not.
Yes.
Your everyone's first language. You will hear different things, you might not recognize different mistakes you're making. AI can give you that feedback.
Yeah, but the most important question that I think a lot of students have been asking us when they think about getting into our courses, they ask us, does this replace my time with a person, right? And the answer is no. When you're part of the All Ears English course system, you are invited to our weekly, bi-week, twice a week usually, Aubrey,
Yeah.
open conversation club, fluency party once a month. You're in the community. Do you think AI will ever replace this kind of community aspect, Aubrey?
No, definitely
No.
not, right? My answer for this will always be no, because the connection that is created between two humans can never be replicated by AI, by robots,
Exactly.
right? The
Mhm.
connections that we see building in our community with members and students, and between us getting to know you guys, podcast
So
listeners, and our
cool.
students,
Mhm.
is amazing. And nothing can really replace that when you have a conversation with AI. You just don't have that human connection.
It's so cool. I mean, even just this week, I was in 3 or 4 hot seat sessions, which is a special moment where we choose randomly a student from OCC to go into a breakout session one-on-one with me or with Aubrey. And I got to meet these students and learn where they're living, what they're doing for work, what their challenges are. That was amazing. And that probably won't be going away because we can't replace the opportunity to connect human to human, like you
Yeah.
said. But adding AI at the same time to some of our courses helps you prepare and learn the pronunciation better so you're ready when you get a chance to speak with us or another human,
Exactly,
right?
right? It makes me think about Black Mirror. There are a lot of episodes where it sort of goes into this, the psychology, the philosophy of, could AI replace human connection?
Mm,
And inevitably, it's kind of the same result, that if someone
yeah.
is there's one episode where someone sort of creates like a replacement robot of their spouse that passed away, and it really highlights that human connection just can't be replaced. And it's the same
Yeah.
with our community, with you guys out there. You still need speaking partners to chat with, to practice speaking, so
Yeah.
that things that AI could never create, you're able to build those connections.
Man, that's why we talk about connection at the heart of All Ears English. That is the heart of what we do. Is not grammar, it's not vocabulary. Yes, you learn those things, but the heart of what we do here is human connection. Connection, not perfection. And so AI is functional. It'll help you practice. It'll give you feedback. Was that phoneme correct? You can get that now in many of our courses, select courses. But when you want that magical moment of connection, you need to get that with a human, and you get that too in our courses, Aubrey. Awesome.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, Aubrey, where else are we going in this episode today?
All right. Our third tip here is, what if we haven't covered something? If you, for example, put in the prompt, has All Ears English done an episode on the idiom spinning my wheels? I put this
Good
in,
idea.
and I was expecting it to say yes, and here's the episode number. But what did it say, Lindsay?
Well, it said, as of now, there doesn't appear to be any episode for this topic, right? But we did touch on this topic in a couple of episodes like 658, right? Turn twin spiss.
Twist,
Twist.
turn, and spin.
And what else, Aubrey? What else did it say?
Exactly, right? So it said there hasn't been an episode specifically about this, but then it gave this wealth of information. It shared related topics and how they were related. Then it defined the idiom. It said spinning my wheels typically means putting in effort without making a lot of progress, maybe working hard without a big result. And then it gave example sentences as well. So definitely a lot of value here, even if the answer is no. And then you could send in a question, oh, it looks like you haven't. Again, I'd love to hear an episode about this, but there's also so much information here if the answer is no.
Yeah, and it looks like that topic should be on our list, Aubrey, for
Right?
another episode soon. Spinning my wheels. It's a great expression. So, I mean, this is the point today. AI is coming. It's here. We are using it in different ways to learn languages. If you're in our courses, you're going to see it applied in a very precise and targeted way, but it will never replace our opinion of the importance of human connection. And it won't replace one-on-one practice with human beings either. Right?
Absolutely, right? It's a tool. We should be using it. There are so many ways to use it. In fact, hit follow on the Business English podcast as well, because we're going to do a follow-up about how to use AI specifically to improve your business English if you work in English.
Yes.
But you should be using it as a tool, right? There are so many ways to use it at work to save time, to streamline tasks, but it's never going to replace human connection.
I love it. Guys, check out All Ears English 2220, Like or Liking Your Grammar Questions Answered. Another good episode to check out, right?
Yeah, that's the episode we found where it's like, why do native speakers do this for a stative verb? Why is it sometimes present continuous? And why is it sometimes, present simple? And all of the details there you can find for why that happens.
Really good stuff. All right, good stuff. Aubrey, any other final takeaway for our listeners?
Yeah, I think podcasts like ours that have thousands of episodes with this large archive are difficult to search, and there's a wealth of information there, right? So you want to use it. You can use AI to make the most out of the archives, to make it easier to search so that you can find older episodes about whatever it is you're learning.
Yeah. And remember, once you do get those episode numbers in chat, you have options on where to consume it. You could link back straight to the website. You can go to our app, or you can go to a podcast player, or even YouTube. Most of our episodes are in YouTube.
Yeah,
so
right.
Lots of ways to do
video.
Yeah.
I didn't do my hair for nothing.
I know, right? Makeup and hair and all that stuff we do for you guys. All right, Aubrey, good stuff today. I am so excited, especially for this summer, as we add more AI to our courses and continue to connect with our students.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thanks, Lindsay. I will see you next time.
All right. Bye, Aubrey.
Bye.